Everybody. I'm trying to decide if I can get used to this microphone close to me. And at some point, I'm going to be unplugging it. This is the one I use for when I do podcasts. I don't really like it in the shot with me because it's always there. Um, but I thought I would come in here. I want to test some software. But if you've got questions about rug hooking, the chat is up, it's running. Tell me you're here, let me know. And if you've got rug hooking questions of any sort, I am happy to answer those for you. And while you are putting in your questions, I'm going to make one more switch to the lighting and see what I think. Okay, that is more how it's usually lit. And I'll have to watch it back in the replay to see if I've got a decision on whether or not I like it. Tomorrow is Friday, and that's my usual day for broadcasting live. And I've done this every week. Missed a few here and there due to family emergencies or health problems, that kind of thing. But I've been doing it since 2016. So I hope you'll join me. I'm on a much better platform. So if you tried since the first of the year, I've had major tech issues and I finally just gave up on the company that I was using. I'm using a completely different system now, which is more flexible and more reliable, but harder technically. So it took me several weeks to learn how to use it. So I think I've got enough of that information under my belt so that I know how to broadcast and do what I need to do. What I'm wondering is if I pushed a wrong button. Is anyone out there? Oh no, I feel like I'm all alone. So let's do okay, so this is really frustrating. What I'm trying to do is I'm broadcasting and I'm trying to figure out where it shows up URL wise. Here's one I was looking for. That's the notification. So I get an email and then click on the video. And now I can see it. What I'm trying to do is I'm broadcasting and I'm trying to figure out. Well, Carmen found me. Yay, Carmen, you've been here before. You're really quick on that notification button. Hi, Christine. Glad to see you're here. Oh, what I wanted to do is I wanted to copy that URL so I don't lose, so I can analyze that against. That's been my biggest problem is figuring out. I think something happened with YouTube in March. And so I go on these websites that might have been written in January, which should be new information, right? And the instructions are wrong because it's no longer January or they changed it in early March. So I'm trying to figure that out. But do you guys have any rug hooking questions so I can kind of pay you back for showing up? Yeah, Kathy, I was just explaining that I'm having trouble with that. If you've subscribed to my channel, if you've turned on notifications, you'll get an email, and that email will be sent to you, and you can click on the link there. And it's changing the URL, which is the link. It changes that every time I go live. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So I think what I'm going to have to do is go live, find the URL, and then copy that and then go to my webpage where I'm directing you to go, log into the dashboard, click on live lesson. And then from live lesson, it'll have that URL there. And then you can click it and go over there. I can do that at least for Friday, so I can, Thursday's email already went out and I told everybody to, go the regular way. But ideally, I should be able to embed it right on my website. And I was able to do that before March. And then now I can't. So it's frustrating. Oh my God. How's the sound, you guys? Is the sound okay? Can I explain about the class about designing your own landscape? Yeah, Nancy, that's a class I put together. And part of it is how to make a pattern from a photograph, and then some tips on designing it for landscape. But even if you just wanted to know how to do it from a photograph, we're going to be taking several photographs and putting them together, that kind of a thing. And there's 15 people in the charter class. Not all of them are participating, which is why I opened it up to a few more people. And part of it is I get, it's one thing or another, but the people who are not participating, I'm on the 4th live tonight at 6:00. And if they haven't come so far, they're probably not going to come. So that's why I opened it up. And you can sign up for that in the dashboard if you don't know what Nancy's asking about. And then once you sign up, a new icon pops up on your dashboard and it'll be in color. And right now it's not there at all, but it'll pop up and it'll be in color once you enroll, if you decide to enroll. And I think there's 4 more spaces. And then I'm cutting it off, mainly because this is an intimate kind of one-on-one class. Charter classes are always that way. The questions that the people in the charter class ask drive what I actually end up doing, so yeah, so I can't really handle, a bunch of people all at once. But once it's done and once the lessons are already there, because right now nothing exists. I'm doing everything live. So nothing exists. And what happens is as we go through it, then I develop the lessons, shoot and edit the videos, and pop the video in with the theory that once we get all the way through it, then I can open it up for the rest of the world to join in and get access that way. So someone says I'm watching on YouTube under an alias. Sound is great. Thanks, Sharon and Carmen. Sound is good. Okay, let me pay attention to the way the sound sounds right now. I'm going to unplug this microphone and go back to the sound I usually use for one of these live lessons. Okay, so hang on for a minute. The hardest part is making sure I get the right cord. So, did it? Yeah, the software shifted back to the default microphone once I unplugged that one. So how does the sound, what's the sound like now compared to what it was before? Okay, so while you guys are kind of answering me on that, I have an idea. It's really just an idea, but I think it's time for this idea to come out of the closet. And I want to run it past you guys and get your feedback before I try to explain it tomorrow to the big group, okay, when everybody's here. Because we're all sequestered and we have no idea how long this is going to last. And I know a lot of rug camps and rug events are already canceled. There was a hook in early April that I was planning on attending, canceled. I've gotten emails from other events canceled. So we're don't know how far into the year that's going to go. But what I wanted to do was offer what I'm calling mini rug camps. Now, a mini rug camp is going to be small in size, only 5 people, but big in value. So imagine a rug hooking rug camp, a traditional rug camp. You walk in the room, there are 15 students, sometimes 20, packed into a room, right? And you've got 4 days to learn everything that you need to learn about the rug that you're working on. And if you hook really fast, you can get a lot of benefit out of that. If you're a slower hooker, it might be a little bit of a struggle to get all the information that you need about your rug. So my theory is, let's do one of these things where we meet online in a Zoom room. We all have our cameras and our microphones on. I know some of you who are here have done that with me before in my premium courses. And we can talk just like we're in a classroom, except we're all sequestered, right? And we'll run it just like I would run a normal workshop class. So there'll be the first meeting is probably going to be about 90 minutes. And it's going to be a little bit of getting to know everybody and what they're hooking on, that kind of thing. Then I'll schedule one-on-one meetings for probably about a half hour. Usually that's all it takes. For about a half hour, one-on-one meetings where I meet with you privately, one-on-one, and you show me your stash and we figure out what's going on and we start pulling wools and we do it together. So this is day 1 at a rug camp, right? Usually most rug camps, the teacher can get around the room once on day 1 and that's it. Then after we get around the room and we do that intense one-on-one and we're ready and you're hooking, you show up the next time, which could be a week later or a month later. Okay, I'm going to offer 2 options. A short altogether. Yeah, I'm hooking like crazy and I want to get this, I want lots of feedback. Or no, I'm taking my time, I'm going to spread it out. They're going to cost exactly the same. So it's up to you on if you want to spread it out or if you want to keep it small. And then we meet at the regular interval and we do 10 minutes with each person. Okay, so that would be 50 minutes and then maybe some general questions and that type of thing. We take however long it takes, but everybody gets a chance to do a check-in on their rug. They can hold up the rug to the camera and I can see what they're working on. The rest of the class can see what they're working on. You guys can talk as students. You can talk to each other. So I think it would be a good experience. And part of it is because I've canceled my studio classes here and I miss being able to do that. So this is something I've wanted to kick it off and let me know what you think. Working with wool. Sound is not quite as good. Okay. Yeah, I would expect that. Sharon says, Nancy says still okay. Sharon said still great. Carmen, you've got a little bit better ear. You're saying it's not quite as good. I would not expect it to be quite as good, but I'll watch the replay and make a decision. But at this point, I feel more comfortable with it not in my face. For a podcast, I don't mind it because the only thing I'm using is my ears. I'm not looking at a screen. I'm not managing comments or that kind of thing. I'm just privately recording the podcast. So it works good for that. Nothing else. But what do you guys think about that what am I calling it? A mini rug camp. I got to come up with a better name. That's lame. But it works. Mini in size, but big in information. Okay, so. Good enough. Okay. Well, that was my test. Hopefully the URL that I harvested from the link will help me to investigate what's going on And then maybe what I'm going to have to do is just a little bit of pre-show work. I'll just have to be a little bit busier during the pre-show and get that up and running, with the idea that when you come then for the Friday lesson, you come in, you log into the dashboard like you would normally, you click the live button, and then I would, in advance, because you'll get that at 3 o'clock, the reminder for the webinar. At 4 o'clock or a few minutes before, you'll click it. And then I'll have the link at the top. I've got a space for it on that live page. And then you would click that link, and then you would be able to go to the YouTube page. Or if you're YouTube savvy, you find it the way you guys did, right? From a notification. Just look for that on Friday around 4 o'clock, anywhere from between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. Because I always come early just so that I can make sure everything's working right. Or sign in right at 4 o'clock, and then that link will be there because I will have arrived early, and then we can get it. I can't get that link until I go live. I'm sure there's got to be a better way, but I haven't been able to find it. And some of the experts I've asked are a little perplexed too. So we're still trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, good enough. Okay. So, and Carmen mentions, yeah, I know some people are really going to be struck on funds right now. And I understand that. I have lots of free things. I'm offering the Friday lessons. Maybe during this crisis, I might go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, so I'm thinking about that already. I'll make that decision by Friday, and I'll let you know. But it would be at the same time. I should make it, well, it doesn't really matter because nobody's working per se, right? So yeah, I think we'll stick with 4 o'clock. So I'll announce for sure if it's going to be, but otherwise it could be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'll just have to amp up my topics a little bit faster. So if you have questions or if you have ideas for a class, make sure to send them my way. Send them to my email address. Do I have my email address? I don't, but if you go to cindygayrughooking.com, there is a contact me link at the top, and you can click on that, and you can get in touch. It'll send an email to me, and I'll be able to see what is what. Okay. So thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks for the feedback on the sound. I really appreciate it. And if you are in, was it Nancy said she signed up for the Design Your Landscape class? We are going to be meeting in about an hour. It's at 6 o'clock. Nancy, I'm going to have to send you a URL. So I'll double check and see if anyone else signed up. And then I'll make sure I get that URL out to you because I don't think I have that set up to go out automatically. It's a Zoom class, so it's like the old format, except your camera and your microphone is turned on so we can talk, which is great. So that's everybody. Thank you so much for bearing with me and allowing me to do this test. And I will see you all hopefully on Friday, 4 o'clock Eastern. See you then. Bye for now. Thanks for the thumbs up.